StarCraft fans, this is what we've been waiting for. It's the finals of Season 2. Of course, we've got my boy Snow. He's made it to the finals once again. But this time around, he's going to be facing off versus another Protoss. Best has made it into the finals. Let's take a look at the bracket, see how we got here. Of course, we know Snow got through Shine in the round of 4 with a 4-3 score. Those games were very, very close, very exciting. And then Best, I actually thought Sharp was going to beat Best in that matchup, especially after Sharp started up 2-0, but Best got the reverse sweep to get 4 in a row. And now he's here facing off versus the final boss of Protoss Snow. Let's take a look at the map picks, see if we've got any interesting ones. Apocalypse, Citadel, Blitz, Dark Origin, Radion, Troy, and Retro. I would say that these look pretty normal-ish to me. If Troy had somehow gotten in like the into the first 4 maps, I would have been surprised. But everything else looks pretty normal. Let's get into our first game. It will be Apocalypse PvP. We haven't seen that in a while. Okay, in the top middle, our green Protoss champion from last season, it's Snow. And in the bottom left, our other Protoss, it is Best. And Best has been playing really well. He did not have an easy side of the bracket. Not saying that Snow had an easy side of the bracket either, because he definitely didn't. But I'm looking forward to this one, PvP. It is a matchup that definitely has Reavers used in it quite a lot. And any matchup that has Reavers used as a staple unit, I feel like you gotta probably favor Snow in that particular matchup. Thinking back to ASL, didn't Snow play versus Jisoo? I think it was a 3-0 in that series. We'll see if Best can get redemption for his brother from SKT or not, but it's going to be a tough battle for Best, because Snow is definitely a very dominant Protoss player in general, especially with that Reaver. Now, Apocalypse is a 3-player map. I will say, other than Zerg versus Zerg, PvP is my least watched matchup. I don't know how often you are going to see stuff like 12 Nexus on Apocalypse, how often you're going to see players go for fast scouts. I remember hearing Best make a statement about pylon scouting, at least versus Terran, where if you don't find them first, the game's over. That seems a bit extreme to me, but there's a reason these players are pros. They know, the minor details about everything. They know everything, all those little minute things do mean a great deal at the highest level. We do have mirrored builds so far this game. No 12 Nexus, no 2 gate. It's just going to be 1 gate gas. No scout for Snow though. Gonna get a slightly better econ. Cybernetics timing is identical. And now we do have the first probe being sent out for Snow. Best did not go the correct direction. And we'll find Snow last. Whereas Snow looks like he is going to find Best first. Unless he hooks around to the right side. We saw in the Sharp versus Shine series, Sharp found Shine literally every single game first. I couldn't believe it. I mean, he was going horizontal, he was going vertical, and you found him every single time. Well, actually, I think the Troy game, he didn't find him first, but he double scouted, so wasn't the biggest of deals. Still found him quickly. Meanwhile, Zealot out for both sides. Now, because this map doesn't have a ramp, I don't think either player is going to feel confident enough in, relying solely on their Zealot micro to keep the probe out, and because of that, I don't think Snow in this situation is going to go like instant Citadel, but he does put down the Manor Pylon into the main. That seems surprising, especially since the Zealot's already out, but it will still do a little bit of damage. Range coming in for Snow. We can see a slight discrepancy in the gas, so maybe it's a fake of some sort. Like, why is there a 110 gas differential there? Maybe that's not actually range. Maybe he actually just faked it. Meanwhile, Best has gone into an extremely fast robo, like really freaking fast. And the way Snow is playing, it looks like it's going to be potentially either double or triple gate. Yeah, he's setting up for a third gate. Now, 3 gate can be strong versus this, but you only have a slight window of opportunity to make your advantage be successful. Now that probe, okay, he was trying to bait the goon out of position. Not able to do so though, as Best smartly turns around. Now Best needs to get a whiff of what's going on here, but with no probe out in the map, he's just going to have to be playing in the dark right now. You can see that Snow's doing a good job to have units on the left side, make sure that, hey, this guy doesn't get a probe snuck into my base, because if it gets in, all of a sudden his build order is going to be done on the drain. And what I thought was going to be fast Reaver, it looks like it's actually going to be 3 gate Observer. Alright, well this is going to be a good counter in my opinion to what Snow is doing. Factoring the rush distance, it's going to be a while for Snow to get across the map with his Dragoons, and it's just going to be tech advantage. Best's robo is already done. I don't think Snow has even started a robo. He's got a lot of gas banked up. I don't think he can support robo this quickly while going for a fast 3 gate. Neither player making a move. Because Best is in the dark, he's being very cautious to not get greedy here and make a misstep. Because if he makes one misstep into this, he's gonna be hurting. And I think Snow has now just started to cut probes. We can see he's just hanging around 21 right now. Okay, as I say that, of course, he builds another one. But his gas is still really high, and here we go. Now he's going to move in, and he does not have a lot of time to make this work because the 3 gates are done. There's a Zealot to soak up shots. Also, 4 goons versus 6. 5th one pops out. 1 has already died for Snow. None have died for Best just yet. Good micro from both sides. Oh, the additional goons have popped out for Best, and that means that this is going to be an easy hold, I think. 2 goons just die pretty quickly right there, and Snow, can he save one of the goons? Oh, whoa. Best doesn't have range? Why didn't those goons fire? Oh, I guess he saw the Zealot sneak in. He didn't want to lose any probes, so he sent it back. Missed opportunity to get rid of one of the Dragoons. Now it's 5 versus 2 right now. Okay, now he snipes that one. Oh, good micro. Oh, it's still not dead. Okay, takes a lot of damage on that one. That goon's gonna die. 3 versus 2. And this is gonna be a hold. Perfect hold from Best right there. He's got tech advantage, like I said. Snow's gas is low now. Low-ish. Yeah, that's what I thought. His robo is done, and he's got his support bay coming in, but he does not have an observer, whereas Best already does, so he can see exactly what's going on. Best also already has his shuttle, and what this observer is getting is he's seeing that, hey, this guy's continuing to build probes. So you know what? I've got tech advantage. We've got even gateway counts. I can probably cut probes, try and catch him with a lower goon count, and maybe get a win here with a Reaver push. Right now, I thought I saw 7 Dragoons for Snow, but I could be wrong. Either way, Best is continuing to cut. Both players are at 49 supply, but it's a 6 worker advantage for Snow. The longer the game goes on, the better it's going to be for him, of course. And Best, he's going to try and make a timing happen here. He's got an additional Zealot. Actually, 2 additional Zealots because Snow lost his 1 Zealot. And Reaver's going to be out on the field pretty soon. And we know how clutch Snow is with the Reaver. If there's anyone that can make a Reaver battle go in his favor, it's definitely Snow. Best scouting around for potential proxies. Or, I don't know if actually they were for potential proxies. It looks like he's just trying to be sneaky with his movement. But he sees everything. There's no like hidden DT tech over there or hidden gates or something. I don't know how likely that is on, for openers like this where it's a 3-gate opener. Now look at this. Using that additional econ, Snow is trying to take a nexus. So he's up 6 workers. He spent 400 minerals on this nexus. Whereas Best has continued to cut here. He's got a massive window of opportunity. But it is Apocalypse where there is high ground. It can be hard to get up this high ground without taking a lot of losses. However, 3 Zealots to lead the charge with the Reaver in position. Snow's Reaver is at his natural. Why is it there? These 2 observers, or 1 observer, is doing work. Like, he knows exactly where everything is. Snow needs to get everything together. Instead, he's going to cede the high ground, going to fall back towards his natural, and try and get a better concave. It looks like the concave he has at that angle is a little bit better, but there's more stuff for Best. Oh, that Reaver is very isolated. Oh, double Reaver. I didn't even realize that he already had 2 Reavers. Those goons are dead. Goon versus goon battle. The goons on the high ground are going to make this awkward. Oh, the shuttle. It's way too far away. Reaver gets loaded up, gets saved. The shuttle died. Oh, and he hits that Reaver from downtown. And there's just way too much Protoss. Way too much Best Protoss, I mean. Oh my gosh. Huge hits. See ya, Dragoons. And this was just a catastrophe for Snow. Absolutely perfect play from Best. This game's over. 100% it's over. GG comes out. Damn. Decisive move from Best there. Good counter to Snow's build. Saw exactly what was going on because of the observer vantage and transitioned it into a victory. That's exactly what you need to do when you're in Best's position. So well done from him, and he's already gotten a 1-0 lead versus our previous season's champion. So he's got to be feeling already pretty good. Let's take a look at what our second map is. Second map is going to be Citadel. All right. I think we saw Snow versus Bisu on this map, and that was a pretty cool game. Let's see if Snow can have a repeat victory on here, or if Best will go up 2-0. Okay, in the top right, up 1-0 in the series, we've got Best. And in the bottom right, we do have Snow. I wonder if he hadn't built those 6 probes, would he have still been able to afford the Nexus and, potentially get out another Reaver in time? 6 probes, that's basically 8 supply, so I'm considering he also had to build an additional pylon. So that's 300 minerals. Plus the 100 from the pylon, that's 400 minerals. Maybe if he had an additional 3 Dragoons or 1 more Reaver, maybe he could have held. I'm not really sure, because those 3 Zealots or 2 Zealots that Best had, they really soaked up a lot of shots. Like, they were really, really effective in the trade. And I wonder if Snow will, try again with the 3-gate, or will he try and play more along the lines of what we saw Best do, which is, 1-gate Robo, going to 3-gate or going to 2-gate, and then, making an evaluation based on what you see with your observer. Either way, once again, no, not going out with a fast scout. This time around, Best, once again, going for the gateway scout, and he is... It looks like it's going to be a cross scout, which is interesting. I'm going to be paying close attention to the angle. Okay, there we go. I was about to say, so Citadel is one of those maps where you can proxy in the center, but you can only proxy on, the edges of the center. So if he had have gone diagonal, I don't know if he actually would have, intercepted any potential proxy gates. But the fact that he went to the center and hugged the right side, that definitely would scout for potential proxy gates. And now he finds him first. I'm not sure if the probe that was sent out from Snow saw that the angle looked like it did not come from top right, but Snow is going to find Best last. Well, probably not last. He's probably going to go cross scout after scouting bottom left. But he's in the dark right now, and Best is getting good intel. Both players have gone for Zealot once again. This time the map has a ramp. They can hold the line, and that means with such a late scout, I wonder if Best will try and actually go DT this game, since I don't think the probe should be able to get in. Saw gas get spent on Snow's side, and it was more than 50 gas being spent on Best's side, wasn't it? Is that a Citadel? I really do think that more than 100 gas was spent on Best's side of the map. Or more than 50. Yep, there it is. 50, an additional 50 makes 100, and that means that we do have Citadel. And you know, pros are very tricky. If this was ladder, you know, you're playing B rank ladder and this scenario happens, you can bet, you know, your lunch money that this is probably going to be DT. But at pro levels, they mix in all types of stuff. This could be a 3-gate. This could be DT. It could be 1-base robo. This is a tricky situation for Snow to navigate. I think the best option here is 1-gate robo. So far, no robo. There's the Citadel. Snow's got the gas. I can't imagine him doing anything other than robo. And there it goes. 200 gas being spent right now. And Goon is out. However, what's the timing of that Goon? Is it slow? Is that another Goon right there? What's that addition? Yeah, that's another Goon. Okay, so you gotta be curious what this means. Why was your first Goon so slow? Or is that not actually your first Goon? Was that the second Goon that you sent out? Mind games could be going on. But I think probably Snow is thinking that this was the first Goon, and the alarm bells is probably going off. Like, why was this so slow, man? You must have used that money for something else. Of course, it could have been additional gateways. Could have been anything, but we know the Citadel is coming. And Best is going to go into a fast Nexus. Now, we've been seeing more and more games like this, where they go for the fast Nexus, followed up with the Forge, just like that. Try and survive off of Cannons and Templar. But the way this game is going, I don't know if we're going to see this natural Nexus really be very impactful. I think as soon as he realizes that this is going to be DT, Best is going to be obligated to build a lot of cannons at his natural, and the pathway from the bottom right base to top right is just a direct route towards the main. I think it's going to be really hard to stop Reaver play with this follow-up. The DT moves in, but he sees the blur, man. You sent in the probe as the DT got here, so he saw the blur, and now... Is there... Okay, there's the observer, so he's going to lose... Oh my... That was clutch. Now, I don't think the DT would have killed much anyways, but, you know, potentially it could have gotten in, got that Goon kill, and gotten, like, one probe, maybe. But now he got nothing. His tech has been shown. And if there's a Reaver, I feel like Snow has got the counter to this. He's going to go for the Nexus as a follow-up. He's going to scout with these 3 Goons to try and get a read of what's going on. He's acting like he's making an attack, which is why you saw Best start to move with his DT. But after seeing that, hey, Snow's not actually committing with his full army, just going to back off and hide this D, wait for a better opportunity to kill some of the probes. Now, if you're Best here, you got to scramble. You got to get some units out. He's got a Templar. I mean, Storm's good, but is it that good? I don't think it's that good. We'll see, though. Only 1 gateway right now. He needs to desperately get up into, I would say, at least 3. Still no Reaver. At least not just yet. Best really starting to run away with the probe count. Next is going to be completing for Snow in just a moment. And I think he still is also only on 2 gate. There we go, 4 gate production. That's exactly what you need if you're Best. You just got to have a lot of stuff. You can afford it also because you have the faster Nexus. This DT with the quick response, not going to get taken down. Reaver is out. I did not see a shuttle just yet, though. So for now, Best is safe from potential harassment. If we were to look at his main right now... Okay, actually, those were Dragoons. I thought that was a pylon. I was going to say, there's no way he would have held a Reaver drop in his main right at this moment. But, not the case. Does have some Dragoons in position. And that DT is still just hanging out, trying to get some vision. Is that a cannon? What is that? You got to be careful, because the DT saw the move. And now if he swoops around towards the natural... This could deal a lot of damage, but the real threat is that unit right there, the shuttle with the Reaver. But there's multiple Storms. There's 3 Templars. There's 4 Goons. It's going to be hard to connect onto these Reavers, though, because, you know, Snow is so diligent with his shuttle control. Double Reaver, maybe? Oh, there's a Storm. Oh, that's a lot of damage. that shuttle's already almost dead, but there's no range. Okay, he got the Reaver, but there's so many goons left over. Okay, oh, that was a whiff. By the way, what happened to that DT? It's running into the main, so this is gonna get weird. Okay, actually Snow sees it, so it's not gonna be that much damage, but this, the lack of the range really crippling Best right there. Oh, what? Snuck to the natural. Look, the Observer and the Dragoons are still in the main, trying to find the DT. Now he finds it, but Best has lost so much. He's down to 25 workers. I don't even know if he's going to win the battle at his natural. This DT manages to eke away, but these goons are still alive. 30 seconds until Storm on that Templar. Okay, he's not even going to survive. And that was catastrophic damage. Unfortunately for Best, those, what was it, 2 whiffed storms really hurt him, and the lack of range is really what did him in. It took so long for him to kill the shuttle. The Dragoons took so much shots, so many additional shots. And now, can Best transition out of this? I don't think so. We saw his natural is not building any probes. I think at this point, he needs to just get some more probes onto gas. Just try and all in this. Instead, he is building his probe count, but he's down 12 workers. This is going to be really, really hard for him to salvage, especially since he lost all of his Templars. You know, maybe it's different if he kept all 3 of those Templars alive, because by the time Snow goes for an additional attack, they would definitely have Storm available. But now, all he's got is Dragoons. He's got 1 Templar. I saw that he does have his own Reaver coming, but it's not on the way just yet. Probably going to be a 2 Reaver versus 1 Reaver advantage in the next couple minutes. Yeah, and I think Best has realized that he can't really probe up, which is why you saw him go to 31, then back down to 30, now back at the 32. He's trying to figure out what's the best course of action here. Can he afford to mix in Econ, or does he need to just build as much stuff as possible? And the answer is he needs to get on top of this ramp and just have more stuff. But oh, okay, there's a Zealot. Oh, it's a diversion. He's going straight into the main, and that's a speed shuttle. Oh, and these goons, I can already see that they would get choked up. Oh my goodness, big damage already. And look at this, it drew everything into the main. Every single unit is there except for these Templars. Not that many Dragoons for Snow, though. I think this could be a hold for Best. Wants to get rid of... oh no. No. Goodbye, Templar. And that's rough. And there wasn't even an Observer there to, like, see it. He just had a feeling it was there and snipes it. Yeah, you just can't touch... You can't touch Snow Reavers. It's just impossible. Okay. Whoa, where's his shuttle going? The Reaver, goodbye. The Arc is not good. He needs to storm his Templar at the Nexus. He definitely has energy. Where's the storm? I think he doesn't see it. He's focusing too much on the goons and the Reaver, and this is going to be it, man. 105 to 53. Masterclass play this game. Perfect reaction to the DT. Perfect response. And we are going to be tied up, boys, 1-1. Snow bringing it back on Citadel. And that means that we're going to be going into Game 3 now, which is going to be Blitz, a 2-player map. You know, in the ASL, I think it was also Snow versus Bisu. We had a 2-player map, and there was some crazy shenanigans going on here. So we could have fireworks on here. Or in the next game is Dark Origin. So back-to-back 2-player maps. You got to imagine one of them is going to have a crazy build. So let's get into Game 3. Okay, so in the top right, we do have Best, and in the bottom right, we do have Snow. So 2-player map, no probe move out from either side, so not going to be any like in-base proxy gate shenanigans. I don't think you can also get there in time for, you know, like Proxy gets at the third base. So it looks like so far we're going to have just a normal opener. Now remember, Best has been scouting quickly in every single game so far, where Snow it's not necessarily been late, but a little bit slower. Wonder if Best will try and do something greedy here. A pylon over there, interesting position. And pylon down there for Best. Once again, guys, since this is the finals, I do want to mention that, you know, we do have a Patreon channel. If you have been enjoying the entire season, definitely consider becoming a Patreon supporter. As you know, the funding goes a long ways towards creating tournaments like this, and we appreciate all the support that we've gotten so far. And of course, also the funding will go towards funding additional tournaments like Season 3, which is on the way. Both sides suspected that there could have been proxies, both scouting their main. And I was about to say we are going to have a deviation because Best took his gas a little bit late, but not the case. It is just going to be almost identical openers. You can see it's slightly delayed, but you know, nothing really impactful. And once again, Snow with a really late scout. Doesn't even send it out on 12 or 13. And look at this. He sends it out when Best is in his base. So once again, Best really just wants to know what this guy is doing. And, you know, it takes a while to get across the map on Blitz. Best could definitely get a Zealot out in time, but now, looking at the supplies, he definitely did not have a Zealot queued up. So this is not going to be denied. Snow's not going to have to, you know, try and guess at what the follow-up is. He will actually be able to get in here and see what's going on. And Snow has already built a Zealot. Definitely does not want to get, you know, Pylon blocked again in his main, and that's exactly what has just happened. And now with the Zealot out, we'll be able to negate a lot of the damage here, but Manor Pylons are always really, really strong. And there we go. That's a Manor Pylon from Snow, and that's really going to be painful since the Zealot was so slow from Best. In fact, I don't even think he built a Zealot. I think it's just a Goon. Another one! Another one! Oh my, if he had gotten that off, that would have been like 4 probes stuck. Oh, that would have been ridiculous damage. Finally able to push one of those probes through. But this is a massive loss of mining. Just an insane amount of lost mining here. And Snow, I was going to say, look, I thought he pushed the probe out, but look at that probe in the main. Best is hiding it in a sneaky position. I think that's actually in the main, not at the third base. So he'll be able to come back in there and get a secondary scout. So far, I don't think Snow has built, you know, any huge building like a Robo or Citadel. I think it is just range where his gas has been spent. Pylon is finally going to fall. That has just done so much damage. It is crazy. But one thing I will note is Snow has already started cutting workers. I don't know what that is about, but Probe comes in and sees the Robo timing. So despite having the Manor Pylon impact Best build for so long, Best is actually the one with more workers. I don't know how that actually happened, but it has, and now he's just up 2 workers, and he should be up 2 workers for a while. Oh, I guess it is because one of them got taken out on Snow's side. I forgot he lost his probe in the main, and look at that. Just immediate nexus. Best is saying, okay, I think you're going to be powering. Well, I'm going to power myself, and I'm going to go for the faster nexus. I'm going to have a later Robo, but I feel like I'm going to be able to hold your Robos. All your Robo timing's just fine. You know, I don't know about this. Once again, this is another position where the shuttle is just going to have direct access into the main, but it's a little different on Blitz in the fact that at least you can put pylons on the outskirts of your base and have vision from, you know, a mile away that a shuttle is coming. Also, I like what Best has done outside of his choke. Like, just sitting right here, it is so hard to get your goons into a good position as the attacker that Best is going to trade really effectively here. So I like how Best is playing this game. He's just going to have a straight up faster nexus, better econ. Really, really, really looking good for him. Somehow Snow has caught back up in workers. I hear a couple of buildings go down in his main. I'm going to imagine probably observatory. His money is so low that maybe it's maybe it's a shuttle and Reaver. And that's exactly the case. No Nexus for Snow just yet. Maybe he's not going to build a Nexus. He's got 400 minerals. There's no gates. Like, there's no additional gates. Am I missing something here? He did just spend a lot of money. His gas is really low. Maybe he got speed on his shuttle? No, I don't think he can afford speed and shuttle and Reaver and Nexus. That would be a little much. But Bess's Nexus already done, already up and running. And when Snow sees this, he is not going to be happy to know that, hey, this guy's just got massive econ advantage on me. I just started my Nexus and his is already done. Also, Bess has done a better job with his unit movement. He's now outside of the choke. He can delay any attacks. He's attacking. Whoa! Denies the pylon. That is definitely a win. And he takes a little bit of damage, just backs off. Observer gets in, sees exactly what's going on, but he's just going to see the bad news that he's behind. Robo's done, I think, for Snow. Or for Best. Observatory on the way for him. No Reaver just yet. So, of course, that's going to be an advantage for Snow. But no shuttle out for Snow, so he can't even take advantage of the fact that he knows where all the Dragoons are. Which are, you know, they're at their natural. They're at his own natural. None in the main. Like, if he could have had a Reaver right now, maybe he could pop some probes, but not the case. Doesn't have it up in time. And now, whoa, 5-gate production. This is so much production for Best. Is it going to be another gate? Is this a Citadel game? No Reaver game from him? Just, you know, Observer, Storm, Gateway Man? Really does look like that could be the case. He has no Nat Gas. You know, it's going to be tough to afford Mass Goon Reaver with no Nat Gas. So I really do think that this is probably a Citadel game where he's just going to be going for a ton of Zealots, a ton of Goons, and just try and overwhelm Snow. Slowly creeping across the map with these Reavers. Now, I've heard stories about how bugged out Reavers can be on ramps. So I don't know if you want to be just creeping like that, because I'm not sure if they'll actually fire. And look at this army at the bottom side for Best. He could go for a backstab. Instead, no movement at all from him. The Observer spots that there's units over here, so he knows that there's Goons over here that are not with the army. I think this is just going to trigger an attack. Oh, he's gonna swoop around. He's gonna cut him off. Smart move. That's 750 minerals, right? And 300 gas that he's just gonna get for free. Where are you gonna run? You can't. He's gonna run into a bowling ball. Boom. See ya. Absolute destruction. He got nothing. He got absolutely no value out of those Dragoons. He got some shield damage, and that's it. Wow, that was really, really impressive game sense, gameplay. To spot out those Goons and then just go around and just snipe them for free. And now Snow can do really whatever he wants. He could go for an attack, he could put down another Nexus, and yeah, it is going to be Citadel as we see it in the main, but no Templar Archive, at least I didn't see that. Snow and Best just hovering around 45 workers. Speed is kicked in for this shuttle. This shuttle is going to be such a nuisance, man. It is so hard to cover so many drop areas on this map. Also, if you get a Reaver up there on high ground, all of a sudden those Goons on the low ground aren't effective anymore. This feels like a nightmare scenario to me. Still no Nexus for Snow. I really thought he was going to put down a third base. Instead, I think he ramped up his gateway count, as I see like 5 or 6 in his main. Okay, well, this is a good angle for Best. There's a lot of Dragoons. So many Dragoons for Best, and that is going to trigger... I thought it was going to trigger Snow to retreat. There we go. There's the Nexus at bottom left instead. That's a far away base. Wonder why he took that one instead. Oh, the mobility of the Reaver gets into position. Oh, this is doomsday. He's in the mineral line. Oh, goons from the backside. Hard to micro two fronts like this. There are a lot of dragoons for Best. Oh, see a shuttle. Was this an overstep? Can the Reavers get off the shots that they need? Okay, that was big damage, but that may have been an overstep. Look how many dragoons are left over. Teal has so much stuff, man, and he knows that this guy just spent 400 minerals on an Nexus. He can just beeline over there and try and take that down. Remember, he's the one that's gateway, man. He's got like 7 gate production. He's got big eco. He can just flood out tons of goons, tons of zealots. Whereas Snow, he's the one that needs to, wait a long time to build up his Reaver count. Try and use those Reavers to deal with the zealots, if there are potentially any zealots. The goons are already here though, man. But it is so far away, it's going to be hard to reinforce. Oh, he canceled it. Wow. Wow. I think that was an intelligent move to do that. That was probably a dead base. Oh, is he going to get sandwiched? He's going to get sandwiched! He knows where the goons are! Okay, who's sandwiching who? I thought that it was going to be Best sandwiching Snow. But Snow tried to get those 3 goons for free. I don't think we've seen an additional Reaver. Okay, there we go. I see it at the bottom side now. And now the 3rd base is going to be put down on the high ground. That's the base that I thought he was going to take initially. I thought this was an easier base to defend. Uh-oh. Best, you hung around a little bit too long, man. And the Reavers are already here. Not like this. Shuttle did take a lot of damage, but once again, this is going to be another just easy cleanup. So many Dragoons. Oh no. He's going to get sandwiched on 2 sides. Okay, a little bit of miscontrol right there. Maybe Best can somehow win this battle. He's obviously going to lose everything here, but maybe he can win this particular battle. 3rd Nexus going up for Best at top left. So I guess top left is just the base to take. The corners, I mean, compared to these close bases. Not sure the exact reason for that, because I would imagine that travel distance is a big issue, but maybe I'm wrong. Either way, we've got the first Templars out in the field, including a single Dark Templar. I didn't see that many observers out in the map for Snow, so maybe this DT can do work, but I think cannons have gone up at the natural and 3rd base. Either way, Snow is on the move, and he's looking to get a killing blow. That is a lot of zealots with speed. I saw, 3 Templars there and the DT. Oh, he's gotten into a good position once again. Probes are all here. Oh, they didn't transfer. At least some of them didn't transfer. Oh my gosh, and he can just look at this. Look at this movement. The shuttle, it's stuck, but hey, guess what? It's stuck, but I'm going to kill your Nexus now. You got to make a decision. You got to try and save this Nexus, or take down the shuttle. Shuttle's going to be able to get out, I think. Oh, he's sandwiching again. This is just picture perfect play right here. Now, Storm could be dangerous, but he avoids it. How is he doing this with no vision? Like, Best is the one with the observer following everything. Snow doesn't have any vision, and he's still able to just know exactly where Best is. Best is down to 36 workers, by the way. That is not what you want on 3 bases. He is really, really lacking the eco. 10 worker differential is a huge deal. He at least has the Templars. And the comp, I would say, favors Best. But I don't think he's going to be able to maintain the supply lead that he has right now for much longer. So many Dragoons on the field. I mean, have we seen a single Zealot from Snow's point of view? He's gone into quadruple Reaver, by the way. If he can make these quadruple Reavers work, that would be impressive. Because I've seen people try and do this, but it seems like it's just too hard to do, in my opinion. But maybe I'm wrong. DT, wow, that was not the moment to send that in, as it gets picked off immediately. Where is the second shuttle? I know we have one. I don't see it though. Shuttle Okay, he's gonna get that Templar. I'm keeping my eyes peeled on the minimap to see if we're missing like a second shuttle movement anywhere, but I don't see it. Into the natural, but there's not that many probes here. Good escape. He's only gonna lose nothing. But he's not mining his nat anymore. So it's 2 base Protoss versus 3 base Protoss right now. Best can't engage. He can't engage. Everything is ranged. For Snow, just Mass-Goon Reaver. He just bled off like a couple of Zealots right there. The Templars are so slow that they can't get in range either. And there's no answer to this shuttle. This is just amazing control. I guess he takes some damage from the... Oh, he's in the main. I was like, where'd that shuttle go? It's not at the natural anymore. I was going to say, I think he's taking a little bit of damage from the storm, but that's it. Now we see supply lead for Snow, actually, even if you factor in the worker difference. He's just picking him apart, man. He's almost maxed. Still at 45 probes. You know, it's kind of lowish, but he's got his 4th base up and running. Now the Zealots are trying to get some connections in, and you know, Zealot Goon Templar will beat Pure Goon, but there we go. There's the backup Reavers that I was waiting for. This is a massacre. Storm, he needs some God tier storms here. He needs like 3 more God tier storms. These Zealots, they're not going to get anything done. 29 workers for Best. He's got to make something happen with this attack. Oh. Did he catch some goons? Okay. Okay, that's a lot of goons to catch if he can get those Zealots into position where they can't... Wow, that's a massive loss. But in the natural, how many probes? Can he get that shuttle finally? I think he got the shuttle finally. This was a huge loss for Snow. He's lost so many Dragoons there. He's going to lose both of his Reavers. He does have 2 more, so I don't think it's going to hurt him that much. But if there was any moment to just send it, this is the moment. You cleared out a lot of the tech. 2 Reavers, like 10 goons. That's a big misstep. Now's the time to try and exploit that. That is so much teal, by the way. Also, there's not very many observers, like I said, for Snow. So DTs could be impactful. There's 1 single observer right there. Trying to retreat. Are these Reavers? Reavers are getting off some decent... That shuttle's extremely low, man. If it gets focused down, which it did, how the heck is he doing it? Best has a huge army with Storm, with DTs. Good micro so far from Snow, but did he take too many bases? Good Storm. Best, I think you gotta try, man. I think you've gotta try. He knows that the bottom left base exists, so he knows it's 4 base. 1 Reaver's gone. DT's doing work. There's no observer for red anymore. +2 weapon is that +2 weapon for yeah, it is +2 weapon for Best. Another Storm does a little bit of damage. Another Storm, please, another Storm. Oh, save that Templar. I can't believe he was able to get a single Storm off. Another Storm. Bottom left is getting attacked, so that's gonna die. Oh wow, Snow thinks he's held, so he's just gonna counter. I don't know if he's actually held though. That's a lot of stuff right there. Yeah, there's a lot of Zealots here, man. Not going to be able to bulldoze his way in here, and Best has really turned this game on its head. Getting the bottom left kill is a huge deal. He's, of course, still down a lot of econ. Oh, if he can get some Reaver kills, get that. Don't bug out, please. Oh, got 1. He's desperately running to that cannon. Look at that. Okay. Oh, and is he sacking more goons? He lost another shuttle. What is going on? Best is up supply now. Factor in the 15 worker differential. That means he's up 30 army supply. Reaver, you gotta have the scares. No, he's just running into no man's land. It's dead. There are still a lot of Dragoons on the left side, but there's a lot of Best. They can hold the high. You can hold the high ground with Storm. Storm is fantastic. So much teal streaming across the map. Did Best do it? I really think Best might have done it. He's killing everything. He fell apart. There's so much stuff left. I cannot believe this game. GG comes out and Best He steals away game 3. Snow, how did he let it happen? I think he was way too confident in, you know, his movement and stuff. He built 0 zealots that game. I'm not going to say he was trolling because goons are still very good, but everybody knows that you need some zealots in your comp, right? Goon Reaver very strong, and man, that catch on those 10 goons at the center of the map and those 2 Reavers, that was game changing. And Best, he that was his one moment to win the game. Took full advantage of that. So let's get into game 4 now. This is crazy. Dark Origin's going to be the next map. So in the top left, we've got Snow. I think he really did let game 3 slip away. Uh-oh, and we've got shenanigans going down. And in the bottom right, we've got Best. Now this probe is so fast that this is either going to be gates in the natural or gates like, you know, where we are right now, except on the other side of the map, you know, right outside the bridges. Now, funny enough, in ASL, we saw Bisu try and, you know, be aggressive versus Snow on Dark Origin, and Snow's flipping the tables here. He's going to be the one aggressive versus the other SK Protoss. Oh, I thought that probe was actually going to get intercepted, but instead, he's going to build proxy gates at the backside in the natural. This is sneaky, sneaky. This is not going to be a long game. This is going to be either a clutch hold or it's going to be an easy win. Gateway coming down. Now remember, Best is scouted really fast every single game. He scouts his main. Does he scout? No, he's not scouting the backside. It's going to be a 2-gate versus a 1-gate. But because Best scouts so fast, I think he'll be able to get his second gateway. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That probe is weirdly positioned. Is he going to build an additional pylon here? Okay, I thought he was setting up to build like another building, like a forge or a 3rd gate. Yeah, as crazy as that sounds. Yes, I know you can't afford 3 gates on 10 probes. I know that, but just the way it was positioned, it really did look like he was going to build something. And now Best sees, uh-oh, I'm getting all in. But where is it? I scouted everywhere. Now, if he can manor pylon Snow, that would be insane. Now, battery comes down. If he takes down the probe, this push is like completely over. Like it was going to be really hard to do anything without any batteries yourself. Ooh. That battery's already done. A battery next to a battery. Is there a gap? Not yet. He did get 1 probe though, so that is still a win for him. He wants that low health zealot, but he's not gonna get it. He needs to heal himself, but if he heals himself, that means Snow can heal himself, and he does just that. 3 zealots versus 2. I'm trying to see, did Snow's probe die? I think it did, so it's just gonna be 1 battery. Oh no, it didn't die. It's at the top side. Best, he is gonna hold this. He only lost 2 workers? Did I see that correctly? Wow, this is not something you see every day. Quadruple heal battery, 2 for each side. Oh, clutch heal right there. Oh, clutch surround also doesn't manage to heal that probe, but it's okay. Best is down to 9 workers, and Snow is actually starting to build up his worker count. Now 10 to 8. How many batteries? That's 3 batteries for Snow, 2 batteries for Best. But if Best sends a zealot across the map, he can just start doing massive damage. Oh no. Did he really do enough? Did Snow really do enough damage? It didn't really look like he did that much damage, but now we're seeing that, you know, Best is almost not mining. Like, he has, what, 6 workers mining? That's nothing. Now, I'm not sure what Snow is doing with that Zealot. He sent it across map, and unless I'm missing something, I don't see a Zealot out for best. Maybe it's a preemptive Zealot, but Snow now starting to run away with the game. He's at 13 workers to just 10. There's half of the workers aren't mining. No! Everything's falling apart. A second Zealot going back to the base. Wow, I guess he thought something was there, but we see that there isn't. These batteries are such a nuisance. He just runs in, gets a pot shot off, and then goes and heals. Oh no, he can't heal. The pylon's gone. Okay, I take that back. Maybe he's sending back the injured Zealots is what he's doing. Either way, Snow's at a massive advantage now. He's gonna lose his pylon and his gate, but he's disrupted the mining so much. Like, look at Best even mining from the back. Wow. Snow is gonna get his gateways up and running. Best is starting to mine gas. But he doesn't have a cybernetics, so he can't really spend it. Second gateway is gonna be up in just a moment for Snow. And this Zealot, I think, is going to die. I think he should try and run it away, like he did the other Zealots. Well, I said that this was going to be a clutch hold, or it was going to be a quick game. But it was kind of neither. Not going to be a quick game anymore. I would say it was not a clutch hold, because Best is now done workers. He at least has faster tech. But he obviously can't punish Snow because Snow has some Zealots to hold his ramp. Now, Snow is in the dark once again. Could we see a Citadel? Oh, I just saw 100 caskets spent. That could be a Citadel, or it could be double Dragoon. I didn't see a building get put down, though. So I'm thinking this time it was actually double Dragoon. I could be wrong, though. Now, what does Snow want to do as a follow-up? His cybernetics should be finishing in just a moment. He also has denied vision, so he could get frisky and, go something like Citadel himself. That is a lot of Zealots. 7 Zealots. I don't see any tech. It's a dead Zealot now. Oh, it was actually Dragoons, so I don't think there was a Citadel build. Oh, there was! Okay. So once again, he's going to try and make this DT play work. He's going to go for a Nexus. But Snow snuck out a probe, and now he sees that this guy is once again trying to... Oh my... God. I thought he had done it. I thought he got back in time, but not able to. And this was actually very important that he sees this, because his robo was late, right? I think that's the robo right there. It's only halfway done. DT would have done a lot of damage. He may be obligated to potentially put down a forge to actually get the observer out in time. Either way, Snow has had enough of this. He doesn't care if he can't see the invisible men. He just wants to make sure that this Nexus gets delayed as long as possible, as he is on the move. And Snow is going to expand himself. Oh, look at that. He was just moving out to force out cannons before the Nexus, and then he backs off, because he knows that he's going to be able to get out his observer in time. Really nice move. Optimizing as much as possible. If he can hold position on this ramp here, he can even buy time. Oh, well, he sees the DTs. And observer... maybe like 15 seconds away, something like that. With these 2 Dragoons near the ramp, they should be able to minimize the damage. I don't think we're going to lose anything. Maybe 1 goon. If that. Well, you can't let them in. Where's the observer, man? It's taking way longer than I thought. Hold position right there. Okay, he gets a goon. And he gets 2. Well, I think that was max damage. I thought he was going to get 0, so the fact that he got 2 was nice. And he's built 4 DTs this game. He's also snuck 1 into the main. Oh, hello! 2. 3, 4, 5. Okay, I don't know how many probe kills you need to get to make a DT worthwhile, but my opinion is it looked like 4 seems like a good number to me. And look at this, he's going to try and glitch one through the mineral line. He's going to try and draw the attention up there and then attack the natural with, yep, exactly. Look at that. He knows that the probe can see it, so he tries to, say like, haha, look at this DT up here. But instead, he loses the DT at the natural, and now he's going to lose this DT up here. So not the most effective usage, but I like the idea. But this has bought him a considerable worker advantage, 32 to 25 now. Last game we saw him go into mass gates. I feel like he could probably do the same thing here, just flood gates. You've done a lot of damage to the probe line. Maybe you can overwhelm this guy like you did on the previous map, but instead he's going to go into Robo. Probably wants to get an observer out himself. I think best is, he's done it. He's recovered from the early game. He's safe with his 4 gates. Just needs to not get choked up versus the Reavers like he's been doing, where he's been taking ridiculous damage most of the time. And Snow getting good intel, sees exactly what's going on, saw the gateway count. I'm not sure if he saw those additional gateways, but I'm sure he'll come in for a second look. See that it is going to be 6 gate observatory coming in also. And unlike the previous game, Snow is not building more workers, not going to try and take a 3rd base. Instead, he's going to try and make this timing work out. Unless I'm mistaken, there's no Templars here. There's only 1 cannon. So this is actually not a very well fortified base. I think the Reavers could definitely push through here. How are you going to get on top of the Reaver is the question to me without Storm. How many Reavers is it? Just 1? Okay, for now it's just 1. That cannon's going to die. No damage on the shuttle just yet. Yeah, he's gonna force the issue. He's going to say, you got to come in and attack into me, man. Zealous lead the charge. Wow, he doesn't even fight it. I can't believe he doesn't even try and fight it. But I guess that's just the power of Snow Reavers, man. You can't win if you don't have Storm or a Reaver yourself. Okay, well, that means once again we're going into a tied series. You knew that the 2-player maps were going to be fire. I didn't know they were going to be that fire, though. Now we're going to be going back into a standard map. Let's get into Radion, which is going to be our 5th map. Okay, and in the bottom right, we do have Snow, and in the red, we do have Best. And once again, are we just not allowed to have diagonal spawns, man? It's just not going to happen? We're just always going to have close spawn positions? Really seems to be the case. I really wanted to see a double proxy gate in the middle. But it looks like that's not going to happen this time. I think that would be a good opener for Best here. I think if he double proxied here, I think it would be a good counter to what Snow's going to do. Because I think Snow is probably going to do his 1 gate gas opener once again. And we've seen sometimes players actually pull out 12 Nexus on maps like Radion. In fact, in the, I know BSL is not the same as this Star League or ASL, but in BSL we saw John Hoonan DeWalt actually go 12 Nexus on the big maps very consistently. Well, there's the gate, and there's the gate, so everything so far looks like what we've just been pretty much seeing in the majority of the games. Nothing unusual going on. The gate is so far away for Best, I can't imagine this being a second gate. Yeah, there's the gas going down. I guess the way the Snow's positioned his gate, I guess there was still a chance it could be a second gate, but he's also going to go into gas in his main. And this time around, look at this. Actually going to go for a faster scout than Best. I guess he's learned that he needs to actually scout a little faster versus this guy, because this guy has gone DTs twice. He's gone Templars 3 times. And I think he's gone Reaver once, right? And look at this. Snow actually cross-scouted here. So I would have been wrong. I would have gotten blasted. I would have been immediately scouted and just been completely dead. Wonder if Best will scout the center also, or if he will just go vertical or horizontal. Well, he's going horizontal here. I guess he does not think that there's a chance that Snow would proxy gate twice, and he's right. Meanwhile, Cybernetics finishing up for both sides. That Snow probe looks like it's going top right, man. And that means, once again, Best has a chance to go for DT. He's going to be unscouted. Is now the time to go straight Robo? You know, you've been unscouted twice. You've gone DT in one of them. Or DT in both of them. Could now be the time to just go straight Robo and say, like, hey, I can go fast Reaver also. But looks like he's going to put down a second gate. No additional gate for Snow just yet. Is he going to try and 3-gate again? Well, this is a feels bad moment. Snow's going to have his probe intercepted, and he's going to get no intel at all. Absolutely zilch. I guess he at least knows that this guy didn't go Nexus first, but that's the only intel he's getting. And he's going to play it safe. He's going to go for fast Robo. He's going on kind of a middle-of-the-road build. He's going 2-gate. There's no Robo for him either, despite having the gas. Well, what is that at top left? That's not a Robo. That's another... Is that another Citadel, man? Delayed Citadel? It is. I was looking at that pilot and I'm like, Protoss players don't build their Robos up there. Like, that's just not a thing in PvP. You know, I was actually looking at it, I was thinking, you know, that looks like a Stargate position, but hey, it's not me playing the ladder, so I know that that's not going to be the case. So, 3 games of DTs. He must really have prepared this Templar play. But so far, it really hasn't been that effective. I realize he did win on Blitz with it, but I feel like it was more of Snow losing that game than Best winning that game. So we'll see how this pans out once again, because once again, Snow has the perfect counter. He's got 2-gate Observatory. Snow actually got a probe across the map, and he's going to see that there's no Nexus. Did the probe get in? Okay, it got in. Didn't see anything, though. But you know what he saw? He saw that the pylon at the ramp wasn't done yet. That's an int... What's this? Oh, he's elevatoring out. Okay, this makes sense now. Well, I like Best contain here. He's got 6 versus, what is it, 5 at the moment? Well, this is not what I was expecting. He's sending the Dragoons out. Okay. He's definitely trying to hit this, right? Like, he's not going to go attack the natural, but he's angling like he's going to. This is so weird. Is he really... He's going to hit the natural, and he's going to actually intercept these DTs, so he's going to actually be able to spot this, despite only having 1 observer. Yeah, these DTs are... Did he see it? Did he see it? Did he see it? I'm not sure if he saw it. Yeah, 1 DT turns around now. No, he must see the blur now, right? Okay, this causes Best to actually turn around, and he... Okay. Can Best cut off these Dragoons? Dragoons are pretty fast. Looks like they're actually going to be able to eke away. I think he's going to retreat to the high ground all the way to top left. And that's actually going to give Best an opportunity to try and... If he wanted to, it could give him an opportunity to overwhelm bottom right. Oh, never mind, there's a Reaver. I was going to say, you know, DTs hit really hard. Even if they can see you, if you can get off even just 1 or 2 swipes, I mean, that's 40 damage apiece. Now the DT spots the goons coming back, and he's going to, once again, try and go for an interception. He knows one of the goons are heavily damaged. That one may get picked off. It looks like, wow. Those 3 are actually going to be saved, but one of them ends up falling. And that's going to retreat the rest of his army. The DT over at the 3rd base, trying to angle for an attack. Not willing to risk it. Still no Nexus. Snow is... Okay, there we go. Now he puts down the Nexus. Snow is definitely needing to do some damage with his shuttle. He's got a strong army, but he's hesitant to attack because this single DT over here could, you know, just get in here and rack up tons and tons of probe kills. Instead, is that a 2nd shuttle? Did I see that correctly? Or is that the 1st shuttle? Okay, it's the 1st shuttle, so he's got double Reaver now. And he's on the move. He's going to leave a couple back for defense. Well, Protoss didn't commit very far. Wow, this is really good movement from Best. He's using the DT to delay because he knows that Snow only has 1 observer, but the DT has been lost now. So now what do you do as Best to try and stall this out? I think there's still one more. No, there's one more DT here. And Snow sees it, and he's going to sandwich this army. Snow, you overstayed your welcome. I mean, Best, you overstayed your welcome, and we're going for a massive sandwich. What is this? 8 goons, a DT versus Mass Goon and a single Reaver. Double Reaver. Yep, again, another massacre. So many Dragoons gonna fall, but. You know, Best has had his natural gas running for a long time. I think this was definitely not an even trade, you know, in the sense that, you know, he can make up for it with his nat running for so long. But he's not out of it, that's for sure. Templars are on the field now. First Storms should be available momentarily, and we do have natural up and running now for Snow. That shuttle, does it have speed? It looks like it's not moving fast enough to have speed. Is he gonna unload? I don't think he wants to risk it. Oh, is he catching more goons? Nice response. Ends up saving those. He's trying to draw the Dragoons out of position so he can make this drop happen. And look at this, it's exactly what he's doing. Oh, was it a bait? He got the no, he didn't get the shuttle. Didn't get it. Not just yet. Oh, hot pickup. No way that these 4 goons don't beat 2 Reavers, right? Oh, he snipes the Templar! Immediate pickoff. Wow, this game just immediately got turned on its head. This Nexus is going to get blown up probably. The Storm, it's okay. Dragoons from the top. There's only 4 of them, and the Reaver, I think, was pretty healthy, right? So this Nexus is dead. Speed is not kicked in. I don't think there's any more Storm available. Best has got to fight here. There's Reaver still doing so much. Oh, it actually was lower than I thought. Trying to salvage this attack, trying to get out with as many Dragoons as possible, snipe as many Dragoons himself as possible. Snow, he is going to get another 1-for-1 trade right there, but that was a lot of damage, a lot of lost mining time, obviously killing a bunch of Dragoons and probes there, and Templars. Really well done, got Snow definitely back into the game, but he did lose both of his Reavers and the shuttle, so those are expensive losses. But now, Best is definitely on the back foot. I'm curious what the energy is for the Templars. Has he bought enough time to have Storms for this secondary attack? I'm gonna say yes. Okay, he's close, 20 seconds away. Only 1 Reaver. Of course, Snow doesn't know that these Templars don't have energy, or at least only one of them does. Oh, no way. No way he finds that angle. Does he get it? Okay, he gets 1. And he baited on a Storm. Oh my gosh. I think there's too many Zealots, though. Yeah, I think you're going to have to retreat here. There's no speed on the shuttle, which makes this even more dangerous. That was 1 shot away, and it was over dead space. It was so close to dying. But the Reaver just does so much damage. Even when the Reaver is low or the shuttle is low, he just always finds the shots. It's still alive. How did he get so much damage done? Dragoon dies. There's a storm. Snipes that Templar. Can he snipe that Dragoon? The answer is yes. Okay, so once again, Army's going to be reset. Wow, that's a lot of production. That was 8 gate, if I saw that correctly. Whereas Snow, once again, I think he only has 5. It's the same comp as we saw on Blitz, which is it's mass Goon Reaver. Goon Reaver is good, but needs some meat in the army. Needs some Zealots to soak up those hits, Templars or something. Snow is going to try and expand to the corner once again. Unlike the Blitz game, there are no observers out, so there's no way to detect this is coming. In fact, the Robo isn't even done. Wow. DT would have done game-ending damage if somehow Snow could have afforded a Templar Archive. Either way, Snow's still up quite a lot, up 10 workers. Third base, probably halfway done. Still would like to see more gateways from him. I wonder if there's any upgrade advantage. You know, does Snow, yes, there's +0 there. What about, okay, +0 there. I think we saw a cannon. Oh, Reaver unloads again. I think, oh, huge hit. And I was going to say, I thought Best had a Forge for a while, so I thought he might have +1, but he doesn't. Double Reaver now. He thought one Reaver was bad. Here's a second one. These ain't dying, man. Now that speed is kicked in, these aren't dying. It's just freaking. Wow, those goons that were at top right avoided the probe, so they don't even know that there's a base up there. Good, really good storms. Finally, some good storms dealing a lot of damage. It's unfortunate that he missed the probe transfer because the Reavers are really what's holding a push back. Like, the army of Best is quite considerable. He could easily have gone top right or branched off one Zealot to top right and start racking up some damage. Or gone for a counter, but now these goons get intercepted once again. This has got to trigger the move out, right? Reaver. Whoa. Big shots right there. See ya. Down 18 workers. He needs a miracle. Can he do it again once, like he did on Blitz? Reaver's coming in for round like 5 now. There's a lot of Templars here. The army value is actually in favor of Best. He's down 10 supply in total, but down 20 workers, so you know he's actually up 10 army value. 4 Reavers. Only 1 shuttle though. So he's up 10 army value, and and Snow is missing 8 supply in his Reavers. Okay, that's a good storm. A good storm. Can you get rid of one of the Reavers? Oh, he can't do it. Okay, gets rid of one of them now. Reaver gets a Templar and a Dragoon, and he snipes that Templar. Another Templar snipe? No. Eats another big shot right there from the storms. I think Best has got to go. Yeah, he's just got to send it. There's not that many Dragoons, but he's okay. We're gonna have a big engage. Those were good storms, actually. All right, is that enough to actually break through, though? Remember, Snow hasn't used 2 of his Reavers that he had at his natural. So even though the army looks really small, because it is, those 2 Reavers will actually do work. Okay, I thought he had more Reaver. I thought he had another set of Reavers. Okay, there's the third. Oh, he has double Robo. Okay. His double Robo all the way. Good defense. Perfect timing also. Remember, Best has no observers, basically. Except with this army right here. So he had no way of knowing that there could have been a drop incoming, yet he somehow was able to sniff it out. Reaper. another big shot, and the Archon dies. I think Best's opportunity has kind of faded away. He's getting strangled out now at this point. He still hasn't built any single worker. Still at 26. A DT, can it change the tides of the game? He has snuck into the rally point. Yeah, +1 is kicked in for somebody. Don't know if that was Snow or Best, but +1 is a big upgrade in PvP. Yeah, it's Snow that has the +1 upgrade, and the DT is running around the map. He's like, dude, there's no way you're all in on 2 base. So that's why you see him just scouting. He's gonna find top right, and he will shut. I think he has 2 cannons up there, so he won't shut that down actually. 30 supply lead now for Snow. 20 of it in workers, so he's got army advantage and eco advantage. Here we go once again, Reavers once more. Can they get some good connections? The answer is, of course, yes, it's Snow. He doesn't miss. Yep, DT sees the bad news that there are probes already here. That means that he is not all in at all. Another big shot. Ooh, saves that Reaver also. This has got to be the last. Well, I'm not going to say it's the last stand, but Snow's not using his whole army here. He's just trading as effectively as possible with a small amount of units. The Reaver's doing immense damage. Ooh, hot pickup, hot pickup. Gets rid of all of the Reavers, but the Reavers still traded very, very well. Now it's a 50 supply lead. And at this point, it's just clean up. Just needs to send it now. And there we go. Needs some killer damage from this single DT. There's no observer. Oh, what is this? Quad Reaver? Yeah, Snow's he's just flaunting on this guy. He's like, dude, I've got all the money. You have no money. You don't even have a Nexus. Get out of my game. Time for you to get out. There he goes, GG. So, that puts Snow 1 game away from repeating as champion. And what a map to finish on, potentially. It's going to be Troy. Well, anything can happen on Troy. You get walled in, you could be in trouble. But at the same time, if you commit to double gate, do you really want to do that? Your tech's going to be so low. If the guy goes straight Reaver, you know, you might be in trouble. Alrighty, so with his life on the line in the top left, we do have Best. And 1 game away from back-to-back championships, it is Snow. Now, as I was saying, we haven't seen a single 12 Nexus game the entire series. But out of all the maps to 12 Nexus on, I think this is the one that you definitely cannot, absolutely no way can do it on here. Rush distances are way too close. The likelihood of it being 2 gate is, you know, definitely higher than usual. So no way in hell I think we could see 12 Nexus. But we could still see interesting builds. If you wall yourself in, you know, turn it into an island map. Can you go stuff like carriers? Carriers, in my opinion, are pretty troll in PvP. But hey, we have seen wilder things. Interesting pylon placement from Best. Once again, at the top side of his base. Did he potentially think he was maybe bottom left? You know, I've done that a few times. I think I'm bottom left, I'm actually top left instead. So you just put your buildings in the wrong spot. At the same time, maybe he's hoping Snow scouts quickly to top left, doesn't see anything and backs out. Either way, we've got gas coming in. And Snow, no gas just yet. Is this a double gate? Okay, it's just a delayed gas. And a somewhat quick scout. And this time around, Best is opting into better econ instead of scouting. And what direction is Snow going to go? Is he going to go vertical? Okay, he is going to go vertical, which means he's going to find Best last. Cybernetics on the way. And Snow has a Zealot on the way. So looking to get some pressure done A second probe? Whoa. I don't think a zealot is out already. I think that's a second probe. I think it's sitting in between the assimilators to make sure that he doesn't get scouted. So is he going to go DT? Is he going to be the one to try and get frisky? He clearly does not want to get scouted, which is why he's left that probe on hold position. So he must have something really special planned. Nope. He just built a goon. I saw 50 gas go down. So far, nothing unusual. I've got my eyes locked on that gas, man. Let me see a 100 gas be spent from either side. If that's range for best, so not there. No gas usage from Snow, not even for range. Is it a 3-gate? What's this probe doing? Robo? It's Robo, right? Robo? Doesn't get in. Well, I mean, he gets in, but doesn't see much. Yeah, straight Robo. I think this is smart versus a guy that's on Citadel every game almost. Straight Robo would be amazing, and despite getting only partially scouted, Best once again opting into the Citadel play. He does have a fast second gate. Maybe this is him trying to get tricky. Trying to say like, hey, I went fast double gate, so, you know, maybe it's likely to be Robo, but hello, I'm going to hit you with a DT as a follow-up. Always funny to watch these types of battles. You know, it's one-on-one, and we know how good Snow's micro... Oh no, he went way too far forward. What I was going to say is we know how good Snow's micro is. So even though it's one-on-one, you see Best retreating, but Snow's like, no, we're fighting. Even if we're just going to kill each other, you know, 1 for 1. I want that trade. Look how all-in Best is. He is massively committed. He is already cutting 15 probes. So this really is him trying to say like, hey, I 2-gated. It's going to be a Robo behind it. But it's actually DT. So can Snow sniff this out is the question. Will he be able to recognize that this is a mega mind game? Best really trying to sell it. Really trying to be very aggressive here. Trying to show that, hey, I have additional gates. I'm playing aggro. Do not suspect that it is DT. We have a shuttle out. So he is going to take the island. I was going to say he's going to go straight Reaver, but I don't think he has enough money to go Reaver at this point. Zealot on the move. Nope, not on the move. Here we go. 2 Zealots on the way. Best is he? No, he can't be taking a Nexus, right? He cut too much to take a Nexus. The Observer's out. When he sees these Zealots, I wonder what he's going to think. The Zealots makes this kind of weird. Well, I guess you use them to lead the charge, right? To soak up the hits. So maybe it's not as weird as I thought. There's a Nexus. Wow, this is such a weird way to get there. 15 probes for so long, DT. Now he's going into Nexus. But he's going to get his DTs intercepted by the Observer. Oh, okay, he sees it. Think. Wow, a lot of damage there. See ya. Here we go. Actually, the question to me was, could Best have won that fight if he happened to have... No, he couldn't have. It looks like that Reaver was already out, and now Snow is on the move. 400 minerals, down the drain with the Nexus. The DTs did not do that much damage at all. Now we have a Reaver coming in, and there's more stuff on the ground. What is that, 5 versus 9? This has got to be it, right? How do you hold this? There's no hidden DT out on the map to try and salvage the game, unless it's that purple dot in the center that I see right there. But he's not moving to counterattack. Cancel Nexus. I think that's exactly what you have to do here. There's no way you could hold. Is that a DT? Oh, it's a probe. weird predicament here. You know, neither player, Snow doesn't want to get countered, because if he gets countered and loses his assimilators, all of a sudden he can't leave his base. But I don't think that's that big of a deal, because I don't think this army can be stopped. And the answer is, that's right, the army can't be stopped. Reaver getting in here. Bye-bye. And now it's just a matter of time until this Reaver walks in. Probes have been pulled off the line. These 2 goons plus probes should be able to win the battle. And that means that Snow, he is going to be the champion of Season 2. There is no way that Best can hold this. Maybe if there was a DT there to, you know, snipe the Reaver. But Probe versus Reaver, we all know how that goes, and it goes not very well. GG comes out. He's done it. Back-to-back championships for Snow. Congratulations to him. Had to work for it, though. Best played very well, even from behind. That Blitz game, I still can't believe that he won that. Also, I do want to point out, Best has been playing very well, just like Sharp. You know, Best had one of his best performances in the ASL. He went very far recently, and now getting the finals here is very impressive. Let's take a look at our bracket once more before we wrap up the tournament. Let's look at how our players got to the finals. Snow went through Ample in the first round, then took down Hero, which I thought was going to be, you know, the match of the bracket, really, because Hero's so good, but it ended up being a blowout. Then we had Snow take down Shine, which ended up being an epic series. And then this one also pretty epic, taking down Best. For Best on the bottom side, went through Rush, absolutely crushed him. Best went through Royal, crushed him. Best had a little bit of trouble in the early stages versus Sharp, but then got 4 wins in a row. And then, of course, losing here to Snow. But, you know, overall, Best played very well in the tournament. He should be very happy with his performance. And then also, you know, doing very well in ASL. He must be feeling very highly of his skill these days. And I'm looking forward to see how well he does in the upcoming ASL. But Snow, what a beast, man. Back-to-back championships. Can he do a three-peat is the question. As you guys know, we have Season 3 coming up pretty soon. But as far as Season 2, we are done. Thank you so much for watching. Like I was stating in the middle of the cast, we do have a Patreon. If you like the content that we are bringing, definitely sign up for the Patreon so that we can continue to create this fantastic content. The money does go a long way towards funding it. And without your support, tournaments like this definitely could not exist. So with all that said, again, thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in Season 3.